Welcome back to Well, That's Interesting, the That Shouldn't Move and That's Too Many edition.
Oh my God. This is like the one time where I'm like, I don't think I can connect this to butts.
Oh, this is totally about butts.
This is totally about butts?
Of course. Of course.
Butts that shouldn't be moving and are too many? What?
So, yeah.
I'm alarmed.
Why not? Today is In-Betweeni 068, an animal with a transient anus.
Why?
And a creature with 1,300 legs.
I'm so lost. I mean...
Yeah, take your time.
What is a transient anus? It sounds like a punk band.
It does. It sounds amazing. I would absolutely see them live.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
As a real thing, though,
Yeah. No idea. Yeah, you're very wide-eyed and very concerned.
I'm so concerned. I did just wake up from a nap. So I'm like especially like
alarmed
and gullible. You can really make me believe anything right now.
Well, it's fucking real, that's for sure. First, I'm Jill Chacha, and I am with just absolutely flabbergasted Marissa Riley.
That's me. I'm here. I'm confused, but I'm excited because I have very strong coffee and I am pumped.
That's right.
Yeah.
Trump pumped for transient anus.
No Trump.
I know.
I am pumped for a transient anus.
That was just trauma. Trauma. Just
left residual trauma.
Yes, exactly.
I think it's just actually regular trauma.
It's 24/7. Yeah, transient anus. What does the word transient mean to you?
I know there's like a real definition, but I've used it in a sentence, but I'm not positive. But a moving anus?
There you go.
Oh, look, I did it! Forget everything I said about not knowing something. It means it's a moving anus.
That's right.
That's so weird.
Yes,
So weird.
Yeah, it's going to get even weirder. It's going to be great. If this is your first time listening, wow, welcome to the flock.
Welcome to the flock. What a way to start.
As you can tell, Dr. Riley here comes in cold and learns everything in real time, just like you.
It's true. I had no idea what we were going to talk about. Not even a hint. Every once in a while, Jill will give me a hint. I didn't get a hint this week.
No.
And I am alarmed, excited, confused. The image of a transient anus in my brain is cartoonish and pornographic at the same time.
That's the show.
It just, yeah. That pretty much sums up everything we do. Cartoonish and pornographic.
Yeah. We didn't even get to the 1,300 legs yet.
I'm not even ready. I'm not even ready to wrap my mind. I'm going to wait until we cross that bridge.
That's the other half of the show.
I think it's a bug. That's
okay.
my theory.
That's good.
I think it's a bug. And if it's not, I'm going to be so stressed. So stressed. But yes.
Okay. Well, I guess we should begin.
We absolutely should.
Okay. What better way to start the new year than with a transient anus? So to do this, we need to travel back in time to my favorite year, the year no one remembers. You want to say it with me now?
Yeah.
2019. That's right.
So much apparently happened this year while we were like busy being normal and having no idea what lay ahead of us.
Yeah.
Apparently a ton of shit happened.
A ton of shit happened in 2019, but I barely remember any of it.
I don't remember any of it. What a boring year.
Yeah. So, not only is it 2019, but we're inside the Marine Biological Laboratory in the aptly named town of Woods Hole, Massachusetts. You can't make this up.
Are you serious?
Yes, it's Woods Hole.
There's a place called Woods Hole, Massachusetts?
Yep. Yeah, and this discovery was made. Well,
what is the name of their football team? The anal polyps? I don't know. It's a terrible joke. I'm so sorry.
I love the mascot, though.
I love it. It's just like a pink mass with arms and legs just running around.
So uncomfortable.
Was that terrible?
No, that was genius.
Oh my God. I hope the listeners stay. Please love us. Follow us on Well, That's Interesting Pod.
Please. So it was here. That's all I can think about now. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It was here where Dr. Sidney Tam made a truly remarkable, one-of-a-kind discovery. Now, before we get into that, though, we need to make a few introductions.
Okay.
A little bit about Dr. Tam. He's a professor of biology and holds a PhD in the field.
Amazing.
And boy, howdy, the guy just loves animals called comb jellies, which also go by the fancy technical name of ctenophores. Fun fact, it's not spelled any way it sounds.
I'm staring at the word right now. I would never in a million years say ctenophores. I would say kinetophores.
Yeah, right? It starts with a C.
Ctenophores.
Right.
That's what I would say. It makes,
I had to look it up. I'm glad I did because it's ctenophores.
Glad you did too.
Now, comb jellies are not to be confused with another species, our friend, the jellyfish.
Love a jellyfish.
Oh my God.
Love a jellyfish.
They're fucking incredible. They're some of the wildest, wackiest, fucking mind-blowing creatures on the planet.
It's true.
And there can be, and I certainly hope there is, an entire podcast dedicated to explaining why jellyfish are basically aliens on Earth.
They really are. They are here.
Yeah, they are here. That's right.
They have arrived.
But we're not going to get into every detail as to why, because it's just too many. But I thought, let's drop a few interesting things about jellyfish, because I can't pass that up.
No. We have to talk about it.
Yeah. So what do you say, Dr. Marissa? Would you like to take turns reading off some fun jellyfish stuff before we get into comb jelly stuff?
Abso-fucking-lutely.
All right. So all of this info is from treehugger.com. Take it away, Dr. Marissa.
Absolutely. All right. Quote, a group of dolphins is called a pod, a group of fish is called a school, and a group of crows is called a murder. But what is a group of jellyfish called? Many refer to groups of jellyfish as blooms or swarms, but they can also be called a smack.
A smack. I love a smack of jellyfish. All jellyfish have nematocytes, or stinging structures, but the power of their stings can vary widely depending on the species.
Right.
The most venomous jellyfish in the world is probably the box jellyfish.
Heard of it.
Capable of killing an adult human with a single sting in just a few minutes.
I didn't know that. Never going back to the ocean again. Great.
It gets better. Each box jellyfish reportedly carries enough venom to kill more than 60 humans.
Ay.
One jellyfish.
One jellyfish. Amazing. All right. Continuing the quote, some jellyfish are so tiny they are practically invisible, floating in the ocean's currents. The smallest have bell discs from just 0.5 millimeters to a few millimeters in diameter. That's so cute. By contrast, the world's largest jellyfish are true monsters. The lion's mane jellyfish might be the world's longest, with tentacles that can extend as far as 120 feet. Side note for context, that's about 2.5 times as tall as the Hollywood sign. Oh, that's so cute. But perhaps the world's largest jellyfish by weight and diameter is the Titanic Nomura's jellyfish, which can dwarf a human diver. Fuck. These beasts can have a bell diameter of 6.5 feet across and weigh as much as 440 pounds.
It's too big.
That's too big.
That's too big. So there is at least one species of jellyfish, Turritopsis nutricula. Nailed it. That may be able to cheat death.
What?
When threatened, this species is capable of undergoing cellular transdifferentiation. End quote. Don't worry, I looked it up.
Okay, I mean, I want to learn this.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Is it learnable? Can I take a class?
Maybe.
I'll take that as a no.
That's the only. That's my way of saying no. Is maybe.
Maybe. That's nice.
So my brain exploded when I looked it up, as the whole process, because part of it we don't even know how it works exactly.
Right.
But here's the best I can do to sum it up for you.
Okay.
It's basically a reset button.
Okay.
For cells about to die or cells that get too old. This species is theoretically immortal.
Oh my God.
Very long story short, it hits that reset button, morphs into a ball of tissue and stem cells, and attaches itself to the ocean floor.
Okay.
In a few days, it becomes a genetically identical polyp, word of the day, which pops off cloned, vibrant, healthy jellyfish. It's insane.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's genius. And
It's
also gross.
Yes.
You turn into a polyp and then you distribute more of yourself.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I have nothing else to add. I'm just like staring at you.
Yeah, sort of staring at each other.
Wow. Okay.
Now, that process is complex as fuck.
Yeah.
But thankfully, generally, jellyfish are super simple when it comes to eating and shitting. Their gut has only one opening, which functions as both a mouth and an anus.
Easy does it.
That's right. So,
one whole wonder.
Now, speaking of anuses, this brings us to our comb jelly friends. First, they look a little different than jellyfish.
Okay.
And according to Dr. Tam, their bodily functions are poorly understood.
Okay.
That's why he dove headfirst in studying the unfortunately named warty comb jelly.
That's rough.
That's a name.
Rough on the playground, let me tell you.
Yeah. Now, Dr. Marissa, I have a photo of little warty.
Oh.
Please tell us what this animal looks like. We've definitely seen them before. You'll recognize it once you see the photo. Okay. And all photos we talk about today will be on our social media stuff. So please come on by and take a look at this transient anus.
I've never seen this before.
Really?
I have no idea what this is.
Really?
It looks like a ring you would buy at a toy store. That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how to even begin to describe.
It's alien. It's a very alien thing.
It's like, it kind of looks like a jellyfish, except the gooey, what's it called? The mushroom cap part kind of curls into a circle.
Yeah.
And it's full of little like vertebra things that look like, it's full of little lights that are stripes. You're going to have to look at this picture, y'all, because I am not creative enough to describe. I don't have the words. I don't have a real doctorate.
It's unlike anything you've seen, is what you're saying.
Yeah, it's completely weird.
Yeah. So my not so graceful description is a plastic bag with twinkly lights on the inside.
That's better than what I did. It really looks like if you went to a weird toy store. I grew up in Austin, so we had like specialty toy stores, like this place called Toy Joy, where it had like toys that you didn't actually want to play with. It was just like crap that was like cool to look at, and this looks like a type of piece of jewelry they would sell there.
This looks like something from the Sharper Image, is what you're saying. Like
kind of, yeah.
It looks great, no use for it.
Yeah, I'm going to take it home and never think about it again.
Okay. So let's give it an official description.
Okay.
ChesapeakeBay.net does a really great job. Quoting them, comb jellies have transparent jelly-like bodies with bright, iridescent color bands made up of tiny hairs called combs.
Oh.
The bands divide the body into 8 symmetrical parts.
I mean, I want to say that description helps describe it.
It really doesn't.
It just adds to the confusion. But yes, that is correct. That is what I'm looking at.
They're also ghostly beautiful, too.
Yes.
Also. And if you take a look at this photo, it's surrounded by pitch blackness. And that's because some comb jellies can live as far down as 24,000 feet.
Of course they can.
Yeah.
Of course they can.
Yeah.
Overachieving.
Yeah. But back to our warty.
Yes.
Who it was previously believed had a permanent anus, just like every animal does, right?
We all do. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that belief, though, was merely a belief. No one had really looked.
Okay.
That is until Dr. Tam grabbed a video microscopy and went to town on a few members of this species.
Okay.
Dr. Marissa, according to newscientist.com, what magic was witnessed?
I would love to tell you. Quote, when Tam studied the warty comb jelly, he could not find its anus. Oh, man. Only when the animals are actually defecating does a tiny opening appear, and it disappears again straight afterwards. It is not visible when the animal is not pooping, says Tam. Their words, not mine. There's no trace under the microscope. It's invisible to me. He observes, his observations show there is no permanent connection between the gut and the rear of the body. Instead, as waste accumulates, part of the gut starts to balloon out until it touches the outer layer, or epidermis. The gut then fuses with the epidermis, forming an anal opening, or anal pore. Mm-hmm. Once excretion is complete, the process reverses and the anus vanishes. End quote. I would be wrong to not it would be wrong to not mention, like,
yeah.
First of all, this is wild. This is wild. And second of all, I think this is like a lot of people's dreams, is to just have an anus that's only there when you need it.
That's a dream, huh?
I don't know.
I don't know. It could be confusing, like it could be, I don't know, convenient in some way, but it also could be. Also, what if it
Weird.
Just like happened? Like, what if you're like out and about and suddenly
That's true.
you got an anus hole like in your forehead?
What if you had to fart and your anus wasn't there? Where would it go?
We ask the hard questions on
That's right. That's right. You were thinking it and I said it out loud. What about the farts? No, but back to not wanting an anus. Sometimes it's just like, I don't know. I just don't use mine that much except for like one thing.
Sure.
And so sometimes I'm like,
do I need it? Like,
do I really need this
extra baggage?
And the answer is yes.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, you do.
You do.
I am not capable of what this creature is capable.
It's pretty magical. It's a magical thing.
It's beautiful.
So, my friends, this is, as far as we know, the only animal with no permanent asshole. So, a round of applause for this amazing creature. So, why is this important to know? Well, Tam theorizes that this gut bulging and fusing with the epidermis to form an anus hole may be how the anus evolved as we know it.
Oh.
Yeah, think about it. And as you're thinking about that, you could also imagine this. The warty's gut and epidermis are a mere single cell layer thick.
Oh my God.
So lucky for them, pooping happens real quick and like clockwork. So get ready to be jealous. Okay?
I already was, and I will be more so.
So Tam discovered adults who are a wee 2 inches in length.
Oh,
they're so tiny.
So tiny.
They poop every hour.
Must be nice.
Yeah. And larvae poop every 10 minutes.
Oh my God.
So that was his day timing warty shits, and I'm sure he was thrilled. But
I know I am.
I could speak. In Dr. Tam's spare time, he's been looking at other comb jellies, and as of today, they all have assholes. So the warty remains the sole title holder of being asshole free. So
Good for the warty.
yeah.
What? This is on our planet.
It is.
This blows our minds. I can't speak for everyone. This blows my mind.
Yeah.
Does it blow your mind?
Totally blown.
This blows our minds.
It fart hole right through the forehead. That's right.
Oh my God. What if that happened? What if you were on a date and your forehead just farted?
Thankfully, that's one thing we don't have to worry about.
Isn't it wild that I don't smoke weed? Can you believe it?
Just intense coffee is all you're having right now.
It's really strong coffee. I'm like, oh, I can see the future. Whoa.
I can see through time. After the break, we're moving on from anuses to legs.
Good times.
A lot of them, for real. Stay tuned.
Please do.
When Johann Rall received the letter on Christmas Day 1776, he put it away to read later. Maybe he thought it was a season's greeting and wanted to save it for the fireside. But what it actually was a warning, delivered to the Hessian colonel, letting him know that General George Washington was crossing the Delaware and would soon attack his forces. The next day, when Rall lost the Battle of Trenton and died from 2 colonial Boxing Day musket balls, the letter was found, unopened, in his vest pocket. As someone with 15,000 unread emails in his inbox, I feel like there's a lesson there. Oh well, this is The Constant, a history of getting things wrong. I'm Mark Chrysler. Every episode, we look at the bad ideas, mistakes, and accidents that misshaped our world. Find us at constantpodcast.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
Have you ever wondered what really happened to Amelia Earhart or the lost colony of Roanoke? Do you ever find yourself scouring the internet for vicious Victorians and their murders by gaslight? Or perhaps you're just sick and tired of women being constantly misrepresented or plain lied about throughout history? If so, join me, Katie Charlwood, history harlot and reader of books, on Who Did What Now, the history podcast that's not your history class. Part of the Airwave Media Network. Available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Adios, au revoir, auf Wiedersehen, my friends. Bye-bye. I'll be seeing you.
Hey everyone, Jill Chacha here from Well, That's Interesting, and I am absolutely thrilled to tell you about Spotify for podcasters. I use it, I love it, and it all started by downloading the free Spotify for Podcasters app, which has all the tools you need in one place to record and edit your masterpiece of a podcast. Spotify for Podcasters also distributes your show to all major platforms. So when you hit publish, your episodes will stream not only on Spotify, but I'm talking about the Apples, the Googles, Stitcher, Good Pods, the other ones. You get the idea. And you can monetize your podcast with no minimum listenership required. You could also set up monthly subscriptions and record ads just like this one. So what are you waiting for? Download Spotify for Podcasters today and start changing the world. Oh, and please, stay interesting.
Did you know that Elvis once showed up to the White House high as a kite with a bunch of guns?
Did you know that Eleanor Roosevelt once had a romantic relationship with a lesbian reporter?
Hi, we're Stephanie.
And Tux.
From Beyond Reproach, a comedic history podcast where we talk about political scandals like how FDR's grandfather made the family fortune smuggling dope.
And messy government officials like President Johnson, who named his dick Jumbo and would wave it around at people on Capitol Hill.
Gross.
And we do it all while drinking period-appropriate historic cocktails, like JFK's favorite, the Lime Daiquiri.
We are not historians, we're just a couple of drunks who never shut up and love history. We hope you'll join us on Beyond Reproach for some big facts, good laughs, a little bit of swearing, a lot of drinking, and a real good time.
You can find Beyond Reproach wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.
And we're back.
We are so back.
We are so back. And Dr. Marissa, if we were to look for a creature,
Yeah.
a creature whose body has well over 1,000 legs and is and is quite simply terrifying to look at close up, which continent do you think we should travel
Australia.
to? Yeah. That's right.
Australia.
That's right, my friends. Pack your bags because we're heading to Western Australia.
Of course we are.
Specifically to a region called the Goldfields.
Oh.
And where is this and why is this called as such? Don't worry, I got you. Please, everyone, picture Australia.
Excellent.
Point to the left side.
Okay.
To the very west coast.
Okay.
Now move your finger all the way down to the bottom.
Okay.
And it's here where companies mine for nickel and problematic cobalt by digging deep as fuck boreholes, anywhere from 65 to 330 feet below the surface.
My God.
Yeah.
That is deep.
It is very deep. So if they don't find anything, basically they cover the newly made borehole and walk away.
Okay.
They don't refill it. They just leave this gaping hole.
That's a great plan. Nothing bad will ever happen with this hole.
That's right. Now, once Paul Marek, an entomologist at Virginia Tech University, once he heard about these holes, he couldn't pass up the opportunity to look into them.
I mean, who wouldn't want to look? Who wouldn't want to look in this hole?
That's right. Thank you. Just like this podcast, Paul loves a good hole.
Yeah.
That's right. You never know what bonkers fucking creature may live inside it.
Exactly.
Now, Dr. Marissa, please tell us how and why Paul and his team went fishing for subterranean dwellers, as described by scientificamerican.com.
I would love to. All right, quote, by lowering cups of leaf litter and other debris to certain depths, waiting for a few weeks, and then retrieving them, researchers can sample the wide variety of life thriving far below our feet. The leggiest species on the planet is but one such discovery. End quote.
That's right.
I am horrified for what they found. Yeah. I know it was exciting and I'm excited for them, but I bet they found some weird fucking shit.
You fucking bet your ass they did. You bet your transient ass they did.
Okay, I'm fine.
You're okay? All right.
I'm fine.
Let it out. So, that's right, my friends. Paul struck gold in the Goldfields region by bringing to the surface at least 4 creatures of a species never seen before.
Oh my God.
Let me begin this introduction by noting, my friends, millipedes generally have far fewer legs than the 1,000 implies.
Yes.
Prior to this discovery, a species called Elacme plenipes,
Plenipes?
Anyway. This was another deep soil arthropod, and it held the record for most legs, nearly hitting the 1,000 mark. It had 750 legs. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
This bug in Western Australia said, "Hold my beer." And heads up, it's going to be a lot of beer.
Yeah.
Quote, one specimen Marek analyzed had 1,306 legs, which smashes the current record.
That's just so many legs.
That's so many.
It's so many.
The new world record holder is a pale, eyeless creature.
Horrifying. Great.
It gets better. With a long, thread-like body that's nearly 100 times longer than it is wide. I know. Its cone-shaped head has enormous antennae for navigating a dark world governed by pheromones, and a beak that's optimized for feeding on fungi.
I'm trying to picture this thing.
I know.
I don't know it's like beak, bunch of legs, but other stuff, no eyes.
That's right.
Antenna. And I'm like, I don't know what. I'm just like shapes and colors at this point. I don't know.
Yeah, you don't need drugs when the shit is out there.
No.
But drugs always help.
Always.
Continuing with the quote, the legs are difficult to count because the animal tends to coil like a little watch spring, Marek said. This is, of course, from the Scientific American article, Newfound Millipede Breaks World Record for Most Legs. Dr. Marissa, you know what time it is.
Yes, is it time to look at it? Yes, finally.
I have 2 photos of the newly coined let me try if I can see this. All right, let me see if I can say this. Eumillipes Persephone.
I like it.
Yeah.
Very godlike.
Whew. One photo is a profile of the entire thing, and another photo is going to be one hell of a close-up.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, okay. You ready for the first profile photo?
I think so. Oh. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's like, it's long.
It's so long.
It's, okay, so if you've ever seen a millipede, not to brag, I had a millipede infestation once in my first college apartment.
Wow.
We'll unpack that off the recording, but they're kind of like, they can kind of curl up. Mm-hmm. They can kind of roly-poly on themselves. Mm-hmm. So this is kind of curling up, except it's so long. It kind of looks like a really long snake, except a lot less like elegant, but also elegant in its own way because it's beautiful and it's on this planet. But like it's kind of like a peachy tan color.
Yeah, it's like almost like a rope.
Yeah, and it's got really close segments.
Yes.
And it's got these tiny legs that are like little hairs. You can barely see them. And it's just so long.
Yeah.
And it's not perfect. It's like coiled around its head area, I'm guessing.
I think this might be the head because that's the cone shape. So one end almost looks like a part, almost like a pencil.
Yeah.
The head part.
The head part.
So that might be the eyeless pale part that we're talking about.
Great. Yeah, I don't know why I thought the other side was the head. They both look weird. It's not perfectly curled up like a snake. It's kind of awkwardly like in a pile.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's long.
Okay. Yeah. So you noted the legs. They're itty bitty. Almost look like
hairs.
Yeah, to the naked eye, they kind of look like fuzz. So let's get a little closer.
Okay. Oh, great.
All right. Let's zoom in on these legs. And you also brought up segments. That's also really great.
Yeah.
We're going to get back to that too. So here are the legs close up.
Ooh. Oh.
Yeah. It's uncomfortable.
They're ugly.
It's uncomfortable.
I'm kidding. It's beautiful. Everything is beautiful. We just watched a lot of Queer Eye, so I'm like, everything is beautiful. Everyone is perfect in their own way. This thing is a little rough, but the legs, even compared, like we're close up on the underneath.
Yeah.
And the body is very wide. compared to the little tiny legs. Like the legs are kind of on a track right in the middle of the body, and they're pretty small compared to the body.
Yeah, usually when you see a millipede, the legs are outside the body. It's kind of surrounding the body. But this one, like you said, goes right down the middle. Yeah. It's so bonkers.
So weird.
You also noted the segments.
Yes.
So these sections or segments are called rings. And as with the tree, these body segments are added over time. Yeah. And entomologists can count them to establish a general age of the creature.
Amazing.
So Paul brought up 2 male and 2 female species of varying length. So that means a varying age and number of legs. The smallest was still leggier than the previous record holder at 198 rings and 778 legs.
Wild.
The longest had 330 rings and the record-breaking 1,306 legs.
Awesome. And you might not have this information, but how many rings equal like a year or something like that?
Great question. I don't know what the math is exactly, but if this species grows at the same rate as its fellow millipedes, they're around 5 to 10 years old.
That's so old for a bug.
Yes.
Oh my God. Yeah. No wonder why they're so awkwardly long. They've just been living and creating more of themselves.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
That's right. That's right.
Wild.
So I know what you're thinking. Are there bigger ones out there? And I'd say yes, absolutely.
No.
But don't worry. These things want nothing to do with you, and they live 200 feet below the surface in abandoned mines in Western Australia.
Love it.
Nowhere near you.
Great.
And here's even more good news. Just be thankful you didn't live on Earth 326 million years ago.
I already was, but tell me more.
Dr. Marissa, according to livescience.com, why is that?
I will tell you right now. All right, quote, researchers in the UK have found the fossilized exoskeleton of the largest arthropod to have ever lived. These giant millipede-like creatures were the length of a car.
That's right.
What? The exoskeleton fragment, I'm like holding Jill right now. I'm so really uncomfortable. The exoskeleton fragment is 2.5 feet long and 1.8 feet wide. This means the individual that molted would have been around 8.5 feet long and weighed around 110 pounds, according to researchers, end quote. Can you imagine one of these just like turning around your block?
Yes.
Just like turning the corner and just like, ticking down the street just with all of its legs. It's the size of a bus.
It's fucking 8.5 feet long. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
I'm not ready.
No.
I mean, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Will it happen?
I mean, here's the thing.
After the last 2 years, anything could happen.
I just wanted to wish everyone a happy 2022. 2022. I don't know what will happen, but I think I can guarantee it won't include 110-pound millipedes.
What a relief to start the year with something that won't happen to us.
Right.
I think that's beautiful. How poetic. Thank you, Jill.
You're very welcome.
I'm not being sarcastic. I'm genuinely happy I don't have to.
100-pound millipedes.
Thank God.
This year.
Thank you.
Okay.
Whew.
And thank you for listening, subscribing, telling your friends about transient anuses and
seriously,
just gigantic creatures that are just minding their business and so far below the surface of the earth.
Yeah, and they're not going to bother you.
No, it's great.
Yeah.
Leave everyone alone.
Yes. Right. I like it.
And please, stay interesting.
Please do.